All right, hello guys, welcome. We're doing a solo cam right now because I'm still waiting for my partner to get ready here. But hello everyone, welcome back to another edition of Late Night TCG. I am TSS's very own Kyle Koopa Rios, and as we're waiting for Miss Emily Lyric Forman to show up, we're gonna jump into one of these matches. So hang tight for 1 sec. All right, we're jumping into a game right now, folks, as I'm looking to get my, make sure this is capturing everything properly. Just give me 1 second here. There we go. All right, we're good to go here, folks, as wait for Emily to join me here. I'm actually going to drag her in right now. Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. I just got to lower the volume right here. I'm going to need you to raise your mic volume just a little bit. Oh, it looks like I picked the stall game. Yay! Hope you guys are excited for this. I sure am.
At 2 a.m. Thanks, Kyle.
You're still coming in kind of quiet.
Really? I don't know.
I can. Oh, hold on 1 second. Maybe it's a me thing.
I turned it up a little bit.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, it was. Keep talking. Say things.
Hi, I'm saying things,
Oh,
and I'm
hi.
saying them nice.
Okay, yes, hi. I can hear you now.
Perfect.
Anyway, hi guys. Welcome to Late Night. We're here with Snorlax Stall versus Entei Valiant. Heard you guys like the new format, so why not pick the two best decks in the format right now? Is what I would say.
Yeah, definitely throwing the current metagame for the loop, right? I think a lot of people are, if you came into the game somewhat recently, you're definitely finding out what control is for the first time. I can safely say that I definitely learned about it at our League Cup last weekend. And it's a very tricky kind of matchup here. I think a lot of the times it's all about patience, right? I was like traveling with people and I was pretty frustrated that I lost this deck, and people were like, you know what, you just got to be a little bit more patient. And you can't be too afraid of it at the end of the day, because it took me a couple turns to realize this deck doesn't attack. You should always be attacking with this deck.
Yeah, that's exactly what Control wants you to do. This deck is exactly as any Control archetype. It tries to achieve its victory via the other win conditions, whether it be by decking you out of your resources. That's usually how it's going to end up going about. So you're going to see these massive hands being drawn into with the assistance of Rotom V. You're going to have your Vs and your EX stopped by Mimikyu with a Bravery Charm. Snorlax stops you from being able to retreat out of the active, while also having that big, a big HP number to hit. So again, it's just going to be a lot of, as we get is Benny Cat on one side. That's going to be Benny Billinger, who's our Entei Valiant player from Canada, going up against Bird Boy 2000 here. And your Bird Boy with the 10-3 record has really shown their gusto today. And again, you're seeing the variety of tools you have to play with here with Control. You have Penny to help, heal off any sort of chip damage. You have the Crabominable V that might show up at some point near the end game to help mill out those extra cards. Crushing Hammers to get rid of energy. The Pidgeot's kind of an interesting choice here to kind of just help you get one of whatever you need. So, definitely a lot of consistency stuff. And again, you see there's a wide variety of supporters here to just kind of, throw, oil into whatever, Benny's going to want to be trying to cook here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you and I are both kind of stuck on this Pidgeot EX here. First time we're seeing it, at least I am in control. But of course, Pidgeot EX being one of the better evolution Pokemon that we've seen in the past couple, how do I say this? In the past couple of sets released. Once during your turn, you're able to kind of use that quick search. But it looks like Benny here is going to try and start going for the Radiant Charizard, and that's a good number to hit, especially. I like how we're also playing a DTE in there, but once again, it's all about pacing yourself in this matchup. The Sydney, though, so we can kind of get rid of things, and that's gotta hurt, Kyle. The DTE and the Basin, that sucks.
Yeah, as you can read from the text from Sydney's card, allows you to choose any combination of tools, special energies, and stadiums to discard from your opponent's I believe it's from the hand, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think it's from the hand.
As you can see, that massive hand size being generated by Benny here. And that's going to be an easy one for sure. Obviously, the DTEs is what helps stir the drink in this, to kind of help make your energy counts a little bit more consistent. And, obviously, Magma Basin is a huge way to help power up your fire-type Pokemons for attacking. And that's also a stadium bump on the Pokemon League HQ. An interesting stadium that was introduced, I believe that was also introduced in Obsidian Flames. But kind of seen some seldom use, but I think it's a pretty nifty stadium card. It makes it set out your opponent's attach cost and energy, colorless energy more. And here we go, Crushing Hammer's coming down. Most likely going to be removing that DTE from the Radiant Charizard. So the coin flip's going into favor of Bird Boy here, living up to the name with using Pidgeot here to grab the Misfortune Sisters, another very popular card in these control decks. You look at the top 5 cards of your opponent's deck and discard any item cards that are there.
Looking at the deck sizes, though, it seems like Benny's actually pretty comfortable, and it seems like our friend playing control is the one who's going down this far. Plenty of options, though, once that first prize card is taken. We have 3 counter catchers in the hand. Obviously, NTV is the one that's actually scaling off of how many Pokemon are benched. I played against Control over the weekend, and playing Miraidon, you kind of realize that this 200 here to take out the Snorlax in one fell swoop is actually kind of difficult. So that's why we're trying to power up the Zard as much as possible here. But it's when your DTEs are getting constantly taken away, it's actually not an easy choice. But still, just going to once again try and keep pumping out fire energy to this Radiant Charizard. The Penny there too, but I actually really like the Pidgeot EX into in control as well, because once again, super strong ability with the quick search. You're able to just go on in and take whatever you want. There we go. Sydney once more off of that Palpad that we saw, and probably going to get rid of the Basin and the de-evolution here. It doesn't really matter too much, but we do have a Pidgeot EX on the board, so this does make sense on why we would want to get rid of the TM. That would at least make our rare candy go to waste.
Yeah, for sure. And again, you mentioned before how there could be the possibility of deck out on the control side. However, there are plenty of tools in place to keep that from happening. Obviously, Iono to help replenish the deck back into the hand if one chooses to do so. And the Pidgeot V with the Vanishing Wings ability allows you to shuffle it and any cards attached back into your deck. So sort of a safety net to make sure that you're not accidentally decking yourself out. I don't know if this list, I can check to see if this deck list is also playing Silene. It's also a popular card in these control decks. And it does not look like there is a Silene.
No, there is. I just saw it on the...
oh, there you go. There's 2 Silenes, actually.
Rainbow.
There you go.
Yeah, there's a... It was rainbow. The rest of the supporters are rainbow in this deck on live. So, yeah.
Shout out to Rainbow Rares, I guess.
I guess it's so fun.
All right, here we go. Once again, just kind of letting the clock churn here. Again, not early. We're seeing an old-fashioned power up here on the Radiant Charizard. I don't think I've ever actually seen the full energy fulfillment on that Pokemon before. That's quite quite the funny stuff here. And again, you see, obviously purposefully, you see Bird Boy keeping a small bench here. So even if Benny wanted to attach to Snorlax, wanted to attack with Raikou, it's not going to do enough for a knockout because of how big the HP is with that Bravery Charm. But there you go. Tachyon Bits coming in here. Going to at least try to sprinkle some chip damage here. It looks like we're going to aim for the Pidgeot EX here. It looks like we're going to get at least another dosage of the Tachyon Bits here with that free retreat, thanks to the Future Booster Energy Capsule.
Yeah, looking good so far here, too. Gonna need to also get another energy, I believe, onto this Radiant Zard as well, because the attacks, there we go, I was about to say, require 1 energy more. There's the boss's orders onto the Pidgeot EX, and thanks to Combustion Blast with no DTE on it, it's still going to hit for that raw 250 every single time. I actually really like this deck into Control Kyle because now we start to kind of get like this slow chip away, because every time we escape rope, every time something gets stuck in the active, that Tachyon Bits is actually activating and things are starting to kind of fall apart here. But I mean, Crushing Hammer is right there, so we are going to get rid of that Jet Energy. Once again, throwing down the Pokemon League headquarters. We'll see what exactly we want to do from here as well. Potentially throwing out the Ericas. We got to think about it, though. 9 cards left in deck, but as you talked about a little bit earlier, we still have Pidgeot V with that Vanishing Wings in hand. And we still have Palpad as well. So shuffling both Misfortune Sisters back in. We still have a little bit of time. We're thinking about it. We are going to drop it down and putting it a Bravery Charm on it, which is very interesting because we're very used to seeing Pidgeot V and Charizard actually be that Forest Sealstone target, so you can kind of get whatever you need and then shuffle it back into the deck. But I don't ever actually think I've seen the Bravery Charm on it at all.
Yeah, I guess maybe it's just to kind of keep yourself out of that one-hit KO range of the, of the Combustion Blast. Obviously, if you're able to, do some chip damage with the Tachyon Bits, it becomes kind of a superfluous point. But again, this, there we go. Just going to throw it on the Spiritomb and pass the buck here. Spiritomb ain't going to do much except, really just kind of keep those, those V's out of commission here, and shutting off the ability of Vanishing Wings. So, definitely an interesting scenario to be thrown in here if you're Bird Boy. But you do have Iono to replenish your hand. So, worst case scenario, sure. The deck out is, not in danger on the side of Bird Boy here. So, again, just kind of weighing out his options here. Knowing that Charizard needs at least 2 more energy attachments to be able to attack here. It's gonna be tough stuff, man.
Yeah. You need either another energy in general. There's the VIP pass. We have Magma Basin still in deck, which is good. But once again, slow chip, slow burn. We have to hope for that stadium bump, and we have to hope for that energy once more. We could see also that there is another Pokemon League headquarters inside the hand as well, which is going to be pretty unfortunate for all of this work that Benny's going to do to kind of get rid of it. Here comes another one kind of going down, and that's kind of the tough part about playing a Radiant Pokemon too, is that they're so strong, but you kind of need to start swinging with it, and that Radiant Charizard, while it's a fantastic card, has a really high attack cost.
Yeah, for sure. As we again are approaching a 5-card to 11-card burn here, but again, still plenty of resources in hand to kind of keep things from getting too out of whack here. I'm curious if I'm curious if I believe the Chromominable still is in deck, so that's probably going to be your end game scenario here. That allows you to, I believe that that first attack, which is the only reason you play the Water Energy in your deck. I believe that this card's the top 2 cards of your deck, if I'm not mistaken here. Let me just double check on that, because that should be right here. Yep, Trigger Avalanche guards the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck. So, definitely sort of an in-game scenario here, but still 10 cards left. And there you go, the Magma Basin coming out once again, gonna help accelerate some energy, hopefully.
Using the V-Star, though, so that's going to be pretty important. Throwing up the Mimikyu. We're going to figure out what exactly we want to do here, but I'm going to assume that Tachyon Bits is going to start piling up, and we have a way out of this one. So we're going for the Pidgeot V here. Very interesting choice, too, because of the Rotom V that we kind of also have on the bench. But the moment that Radiant Charizard once again goes back up onto, like, active, we're able to probably get that Boss's Orders and another nice free 2 prizes. But slow burn once again. There is the Jet Energy forcing Radiant Charizard up front. There's the Boss's Orders, as I said. And once again, with no double turbo energy, that is an easy 2 prizes there for Benny. And now Benny only needs 2 more prizes in order to take game 1 in this set.
Yeah, ideally you're targeting down that Rotom V, and I don't know exactly how many charms get played in this deck. I believe it's, if I can pull up the deck list right here, I don't think that's an option to throw on the Rotom right there, so it's definitely something that you have to keep in mind here if you're Bird Boy. They play 3 Bravery Charms, and I did not see how many hit the discard already. Looks like we got 1 in the discard, I believe. Yeah, 1 in the discard, 2 attached, so that Rotom V can be an easy boss KO target here if this Radiant Charizard is not to be dealt with. There you go, Silene once again, and strikes out on the first heads, but gets a second one to at least guarantee something going back in the deck. And okay,
probably not another out to the Pokemon League headquarters there.
Yeah, tough
Probably
stuff right there.
The energy. Right. Well, that's game 1. Heading on over to Control in the hands of Bird Boy. I think this is kind of a masterclass in showing how you can beat Control, but how Control kind of takes things back too. One thing that I like about Bird Boy's play is that we're not kind of just throwing out supporters. We're kind of really just holding the hand, and we're really more so not going for the hand disruption on one side. We're more so going for all of those resources, right? And this is what Control does best, is kind of take away those item cards to help you switch in and out. And while Iron Valiant Entei has a ton of switching options itself, it really comes down to that decision making based off of, how hard you want to put down the gas when you want to swing for a knockout.
There's this little guy called Minior. I want all of you to collectively put this card in your deck for the next 6 months. Just do a favor. It's actually that easy.
This opening hand is so good for Control. Double lax into the Rotom.
Yeah, that's definitely a healthy hand for sure. As we're gonna get first dibs here on Benny's side, starting with the Iron Valiant here. So, gonna try to chip away at this wall as early as you can. Gonna bench the Entei. Curious what the rest of the hand looks like here. And it's just going immediately for that switch card. Wow, that's curious.
That's a burnt resource right away off the top, and that's one of the things that we talked about right before this match started. When you're playing against Control, you have to hold your resources.
Ugh.
But just a pass over here. We have tons of options, Kyle. We have the Rotom, we have the Pidgey, we have the instant charge, though. And already we're plucking that Pokemon League headquarters off the top here. We'll see what Benny has for in response. But the hands on the Control side is going to start building very, very quickly.
Yep, obviously having that draw engine in Rotom V is huge. It ends your turn, but lets you draw 3 cards here. And again, having as massive of a hand as possible in Control is huge. It forces your opponent to burn resources to keep you honest, but you're just able to get basically everything you need. As we see, a passing of the buck once again, the double turbo attached. And again, it could just be another, you throw the stadium down, instant charge. Nope, just not even going to do that. Just immediately going to just draw more cards.
Don't even need to do it, though, but off the instant charge, we find the Crushing Hammer, and I know Benny is going to be very disappointed when that double turbo energy is inevitably taken off this turn. So hopefully we could start swinging at least, this turn, potentially next. There's the Magma Basin, though. Forest Sealstone onto the Entei V. And we're actually going to use that Star Alchemy to pull out 1 card from the deck. It's got to be a good one at this point, Kyle. You have to get ahead somehow.
Yeah, getting the heads on the Crushing Hammer here is obviously huge, but again, getting ahead in the game, too, is also going to be important. As you see the Forest Sealstone coming through here. Let us see curious what we're going to be trying to get here. Maybe it's another Iron Valiant. Maybe something to just kind of mix up the piece here. I would try to target that Pidgey as quickly as you can. The Spiritom's coming down, so that's going to shut off the instant charge for Rotom. So that's huge stuff right there. And again, got enough energy on board to attack.
Yeah, but it's not necessarily enough thanks to the double turbo energy. So we're forced to bench another Iron Valiant here. It will be the Burning Rondo that does take the first prize here for Benny. But there's a Crushing Hammer. It is going to hit heads. That DTE, unfortunately, going to be sent away. Now, luckily for Benny, Burning Rondo does have a very low energy cost based off of how many Pokemon are on the bench here. But we're going to just penny up something up and away. It will be that Rotom. We're going to get that 2 prize liability right out of there.
Yeah, and again, Rotom just kind of a sitting duck right now with that Spiritomb in play. But we do have the option to maybe counter catcher up the Spiritomb, throw it in the active. Nope, just going to counter catcher up the Entei with no energy on it. High retreat cost going to force Benny to burn some more resources just to get it out of the active. Or just attach a Jet Energy from hand. Great. I'm not sure if that was a top deck. Most likely could have been, but regardless, able to bump the stadium and get an attack off here. So that's 2 quick KOs here for Benny. And again, you want to always be attacking if you can in this matchup. Whenever you never know when you're going to get your next opportunity to do so.
Every single time, the Crushing Hammer coming down right off the top deck. Luckily, though, for Benny, it will hit tails. So now we're going to potentially throw out the Iono, and we will. Those 4 cards in the hand are going to go to the bottom of the deck, and then 4 cards are drawn here. Nest Ball, though, for Bird Boy is not going to be too terrible, and we also have a Bravery Charm here, but we have to watch an Escape Rope here too, because then Iron Valiant can actually start getting Tachyon bits on to that Pidgey, or we could even see a Burning Rondo next turn thanks to a Boss's Orders. This is a really good spot for Benny, but I don't know how we're going to exactly get rid of this this Mimikyu on the bench. Or on the
it's tough. I mean, you're going to probably have to Escape Rope out or something. Just to kind of force the Pidgey up into the active here, which probably isn't a bad idea. Obviously, being able to deal with that Pidgeot, sooner rather than later is huge. Nope. Just gonna, I guess, leave that Mimikyu stuck in the active. And again, you can't attack the Mimikyu, but it being stuck there means that Bird Boy is gonna have to burn resources just to get it out. So, those are really
not good too. We also have the Ultra Ball now here, so we are going to be grabbing that Pidgeot EX. But once again, another good boss target coming down to play, though. There is the Ultra Ball. Going to be looking through the deck a little bit, but we will be pulling the Pidgeot EX. We can evolve from that rare candy. So with Magma Basin in play, we could just go on ahead and hit the quick search. We don't have to worry about any Path to the Peak shutting off abilities here. Wondering what we're actually going to be grabbing. It will be the Pokemon League headquarters. I feel like we're burning through stadiums a little bit early in this game, but I feel like that's kind of the hand that we've been dealt at this point, because honestly, NTB has been doing a ton here.
Yeah, I mean, you look at how a lot of these fire decks function. Magma Basin is such a huge consistency card in this deck, because you never know when that second energy is going to come for you. And again, considering that, the energy is being discarded via the hammers, and, you're taking away the only 4 stadiums that, that Benny plays. It's huge stuff. That's just going to make it so that these high retreat Entei are just going to be kind of switching places, and you can kind of just, poke away at Benny's resources. That's the beauty of control, being able to, control the pace of the game, by taking away everything that you hold dear and near to you.
Yay, Tachyon bits starting to do the damage it needs to. Bravery Charm Mimikyu is low-key kind of a pain here. Jet Energy onto the Spiritomb, so we're actually going to send that active. And then we'll do the Fade Out. Very, very interesting. So now Entei will have its abilities again. We'll throw that Iron Valiant back into the active as we're heading on over to Bird Boy's side. Here we go. Quick search here for the turn. what exactly we want to grab. Probably a supporter here, but I wouldn't be surprised if also we go on ahead and grab potentially another Mimikyu, maybe even the Rotom time here too, but it will just be this Sydney. So the Forest Sealstone and the Jet, that's a big loss, but Benny did use the Forest Sealstone already, so it's not too terrible.
All right, just going to end the turn right there. Pass the buck right back to Benny. Let's see what the response is going to be here. Cora's going to come through, see some cards, get some stuff into the lost zone.
Let's see. Getting rid of the escape rope is big, isn't it?
That's kind of tough, yeah. Well, I mean, it helps if you already have one in hand, so you don't really need one in this case.
Yeah, hopefully we have Vacuum in hand. Let me pull up the list, actually. They definitely don't have the deck list up just yet.
There's one lost Vacuum in the deck, so... Definitely a candidate to be played in to get rid of that, that Bravery Charm, of course.
The Techno Radar being played in this deck is also really good, too, for a lot of the other matchups, right? Having that free retreat is so good, especially in this matchup here, too. 140, but the thing is, this Pidgeot EX has free retreat, so we got to start working some magic here. There's the quick search. Let's see what we can find. Once again, probably going to grab another Pokemon, maybe even another supporter here. Looking at the hand, there is a Giacomo. So we will be able to, if we want to use that this turn, get rid of at least the Jet energy. So, Entei can't go on ahead and attack for free here. But I do also like just grabbing the second Mimikyu. Once again, this deck is strictly attacking and stacking on damage with V's and EXs. Want to make it a little bit difficult. So, once again, just the retreat into the healthy Mimikyu and probably just the pass here.
Yeah, it's again, you're doing everything you can. You obviously have your opponent without an energy on board. Obviously, without the League HQ in play, all it takes is just a single energy attachment, and you're back in the swing of things.
Gotta see though, once again, Mimikyu not damaged by EXs and Vs. This Pokemon's kind of a pain. Especially for a lot of our newer decks out there. So we'll see. Here comes the switch. If we're able to get a couple more pings onto that Mimikyu, we could potentially just take it out even with the Bravery Charm on there, which would be ideal, but we have to think about the math here. The math is very, very important.
Right. Just kind of thinking it over right now. Again, just going to go for the Tachyon bits here.
Yep.
Let me tell you, two Mimikyus with Bravery Charms is certainly a terrifying thing to have to come to terms with.
Yeah, it's very, very true. It's a little bit tough, but I think with one more option, we can get there. There is the Fade Out from Spiritomb, but we gotta think, there is a chance oh, never mind. I was about to say, a quick search for the penny, and we will be able to find it. There goes one Mimikyu with a Bravery Charm down now. As once again, Benny now going to go up 3 prizes to 6. We still have the Pidgeot there, but Pidgeot is now becoming one of those liabilities that we were talking about a little bit earlier with 140 damage already onto it.
Yes, absolutely. So, you're kind of taking a look at the cards here, looking at the hand state. To see what is the play here to grab. Looking like it could... kind of eyeing at Snorlax a little bit here, or you might want to grab a better supporter than I believe it's only Boss in hands right now. Yeah, so not really much going on here. So Silene most likely going to be the choice here. 2 coins. Let's see what we are able to put back into the deck. That's a 1. That's a 2. Not 2. So.
Well, it's 2. It's just not the 2 in the order that you want, right?
Yes.
At the end of the day.
There's different ways. There's different ways to get to 2. So that's simply just one of them.
The most simple equation on the planet, 1 + 1 being equaling 2, is now the most debated question. Is 1 + 1 even 2? See though, pass back on over to Benny here. Magma Basin in play. We gotta start chipping down on this Mimikyu too. If I'm not really seeing a big hand from the control player, I'm going to assume that this control player is uncomfortable at the point. I mean, with 2 Pal Pads, a Charm, a Water Energy, and a Boss in hand, I'm not even too phased by the Quick Search Pidgeot here. So once again, the only thing that's kind of difficult at this point is making sure that you're not using your resources, sparingly here too. So we see the future booster capsule. We're gonna Professor's Research in this matchup. My goodness, Kyle, thoughts?
That's tough. Like I said, you only play two. You only play 2 copies of those special energies each, and they're both in the discard pile now. So it's hard to become a very arduous task. You have 3 energy. You have 1 energy in a discard pile, 2 already attached to your Entei. You have 2 energy left in your deck. So in a matchup where you want to constantly having to try to find a way to keep swinging, it's gonna be tough, for a lack of a better term, to do so.
Mimikyu off the top, so there's the free quick search here. So we are going to grab that Misfortune Sisters, like we're talking about, already running out of resources here. This is what Control specializes in. So once again, we have a couple of options here. There's the Misfortune Sisters. Oh no! Oh my god!
Oh, that's a good one.
That's tough. That's tough.
More like the Fortunate Sisters in that case. So.
Jeez. That one's brutal here. I mean, we do have free retreat with the Iron Valiant now that the future capsule's on there. And we could still try and get something going. Honestly, if I am Benny, I'm looking for the boss. There's the Techno Radar, getting rid of the Nest Boss. So we're going to be, once again, still trying to get our resources here where we're able to look for our 2 future cards, which is probably just going to be another energy capsule so we can try and start swinging, at least just a little bit. But once again, we're starting to see Benny's deck actually, kind of wind down here. Only 13 cards left.
Yeah, again, this is sort of the part you kind of get worried about with Control. You're already playing a deck that is very resource dependent, and you're burning through a lot of them. The research, it's getting scary. You're at the last 6 cards in your deck, and the Water Energy is in hand. It could be a possible Abominable V time coming up soon. If you're betting, you definitely have to be aware of what's happening right now.
I think one of the important things to talk about when you're playing online in any of our Limitless tournaments or any in the late night tournaments, you do have open deck sheet, but it will be the Lost Vacuum play on to the Mimikyu. So now we actually are in a pretty good spot, Kyle. We just have to hope for, what's it called? We just have to hope for a boss onto this Pidgeot EX, and then we could be seeing a game number 3. There's the Burning Rondo to 140. And that's actually going to be it. Benny surviving the control play here and going into a game number 3.
Yeah, I think a big part of that was, the board state wasn't necessarily great here, for Bird Boy. Again, the biggest thing about Control is that, are they able to set up? If they're able to get set up, that's one thing. But being able to freely retreat in and out like that, that's such a huge part of this matchup. So being able to have access to Tachyon bits without having to burn through strictly just your switching items is huge. Taking advantage of free retreat with the capsule or with the capsules attached. So, all you have to do is just kind of pray for a slower than usual start from Control, and you're probably going to be looking on the better end of things. So we'll see how this game 3 goes.
Let's see. Again, game number 3. The good news is that it seems like the rest of our matches in our top 8 are also kind of going at this pace as well. I believe there are 2 control decks in our top 8. I want to.
There is. I believe the other one is being commanded by Ethan Yee, going up against Olo Alblitzel, who's rocking a cloth deck. So, man after my own heart. And then we got on the other side, we got Juan K. Cardi. Versus 101K Candy going up against Gabriel Pino Sabido. That is Arvinzard against Marinon, and the other side is Green ST rocking the Rapid Strike box, going up against Aiden Koos, one of the best players in North America, rocking the Lost Tina. So
very interesting to see. If you go to Limitless and you pull up your top cut stats, the fun part is that Snorlax Stall is the most played deck in this top 8, with a very astounding 2 decks playing it. But a nice, I honestly think it's a little healthy too to see this many different archetypes in the top 8. I think if like a couple months ago we're here, we would just see like strict like Lost Box variants and like maybe something else in there, maybe like a Lugia if we're lucky on that one. But I mean, the game is evolving, the game is changing, and Benny could potentially be getting this knockout turn 1. There's a professor's research. Getting rid of an escape rope is big.
So it's a tough call for sure. So we'll see how it pays off here. Again, early in the game like that, you don't want to burn such a good resource. So again, using the Techno Radar coming through here can allow you to search your deck for a up to 2 future Pokemon.
There it is, Iron Valiant coming down. Do we have the switch? Going to definitely be grabbing it off of the Forest Sailstone Star Alchemy here, as we are able to grab 1 card from our deck, whichever one you're feeling. There is the Future Booster Capsule, as we are going to get this knockout just straight on from the Tachyon Bits. This is kind of the horror stories of playing against this deck. If you have these basic, baby Pokemon in here, you have to evolve them all the way up, because I know not one Pidgey, not one Frigibax is safe from all of these Tachyon Bits flying everywhere.
All right, but none of that retreating nonsense will be happening now, as Snorlax is here to block the front entrance to your home. As again, the optimal Pokemon you want to be stuck with here in this matchup. Gonna immediately just go for the Nest Ball for Sealstone. Again, you still have a V-Star power to utilize here.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Going to be grabbing another Pidgey though, so that could be another target of our horde of Iron Valiants here. Crushing Hammer, flipping it. It will be Tails. So we are safe here, at least for the moment. Not going to bench the Mimikyu. Instead, we're going to keep the Snorlax blocked up front, and we can see what Benny can do to try and take this game back.
All right, kind of dire straits here. A 4-card hand. You don't know what's in there. You hope there's a switching card to maybe help you get out of the active here. Because Forest Sealstone's already burnt, so it's not like you can go Forest Sealstone for it. So
yeah, we definitely need that Jet Energy, right? We need Jet Energy and 1 more Pokemon on the bench. There's the Jet Energy, but instead we're actually going to take it on to the into the Iron Valiant here, once again targeting down this Pidgey here. If we have the options, we're going to definitely just start wailing down and making sure that Bird Boy can just never go on ahead and take whatever card from the deck that they need. It's actually really, really crucial here. So I like the play that we're just going to leave the Snorlax alone and go for the utility in the deck.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, if you can have an opportunity to maybe, sneak a free KO on that Pidgey who's just kind of chilling there at 60, I'd try and take it. Definitely saves you a headache later. Oh, and that's a good way to do so. You have the Medicham V here, and maybe an attempt to Yoga Loop, get a free turnout here. Are we going to be able to see are we going to see it? We might see it.
It could be Yoga Loop here. Definitely threatening. We definitely could. If we have 1 more switch. No, we don't even need it. That's the crazy part. We're just kind of showing off at this point, right? We're still able to get the Pidgey. We're able to get the Pidgey down, and we're threatening the Medicham V, saying, you know what? Yeah, I have it just in case. But honestly, just to pass on over once more. And not one baby basic Pokemon is safe, but we do have the Mimikyu with the Bravery Charm. So we're not even, once again, going to focus on this Snorlax at all. Here we go for Seal Stone, and we may be seeing a Star Alchemy of their own. Once again, we cannot instant charge because of that Spirit Tomb on the other side here. So let's see exactly what we're going to get. We're going to grab Penny. Okay. I like this play. Thoughts?
Nah, not a terrible play. Again, it's going to allow you to get that 2 prize liability out of the active here. And again, you're wasting no time. Just going to immediately just get rid of, get rid of Rotom. It served its purpose. And again, you can only do, at some point you're going to have to kind of like show some urgency. I mean, again, it's tough as in control where you don't attack, but consider that Betty's up. Now it's up 2 prize cards to nil here. If you're a bird boy, you're like, all right, let me make this as hard for you as possible. Like I'm gonna make you need to get the nuts to try to get this knockout.
Very easy Colress experiment there.
I don't know. You never know.
Yeah, no, you never know. At the cup that I was at and you were at over the weekend, I gave my Chen Pao opponent, after they shivery chilled, like 1 good cut, and then they hit 3 VIP passes turn 1 off of Pokestop, and I was like, cool, great. Love when that happens. Sometimes Pokemon is just very methodical. Gotta look at the hand though if we're a bird boy here, because this hand is not doing us any favors. The Misfortune Sisters though, so they're just going to have to take the VIP pass, but instead they're not even going to do that. And honestly, this Snorlax is in danger if we are able to get a Jet Energy.
Yeah, that's tough stuff. And again, that's the hard part of control, because you don't attack. You are really forced to just go for the mill as fast as possible. Because that's really your only other out here. You see the lightning energy, or excuse me, the fire energy attached here. And Burning Round, there's just enough Pokemon in the field of play to make that work. That's going to be another prize created for Benny.
Okay, draw off the top, but once again, just nothing that we can really use here. The Arven and the Silene, not exactly our best friends here. We could Arven for another Bravery Charm onto a Mimikyu, but the only thing that's really saving Bird Boy right now is the fact that we actually just cannot hit Burning Rondo through Mimikyu's ability. Here comes Counter Catcher, though. So potentially we're going to try and get Medicham stuck in the active here, but could be a lot of things. But there's that second Bravery Charm going onto the Mimikyu, onto the bench, and we're just going to go on ahead and pass.
This is the most terrifying thing I've ever seen in my entire life. 2 Mimikyus wearing giant jewelry. Like, I'm folding. They
are certainly the bravest of boys. What wins? A legendary like dog and its robot like friends, or 2 like puppets with like nice bling on it? You know what I mean?
There you go. Once again, the Tachyon bit's gonna, be used here to kind of soften the blow a little bit here for whatever you might try to swing into.
Okay. I think we did use the we used the Lost Vacuum before too now, right? So this might be a little bit of a big order to fill. But with no Snorlax, honestly, if I'm Bird Boy, I need a Snorlax out immediately.
Yeah.
Might have to be the Iono play.
It could be, I don't know. It's also delicate right now. You do have Counter Catcher as an option if you want to also play the boss stall game with your opponent. No, just going to go for the pass.
Yeah, this one's going to be really tough too, because the last thing you want to do is get Yoga looped. Because once again, these Valiants really aren't attacking. They're just putting damage counters on the board thanks to Tachyon bits here. And it's just that, once again, we're threatening with the Medicham, so it's very, very scary. But we'll see, though, Benny, a lot of resources to switch out in that discard. So if Bird Boy is able to stabilize, it's not going to look too good. But for now, it's just decently okay. There's another switch here as we're going to go back into the Iron Valiant. The Tachyon bits coming down onto the Mimikyu, onto the bench here. We do have free retreat thanks to our tool, and we are going to just keep it going here. Tachyon bits once more over here as well. So now both Mimikyus are at 40, and the damage just keeps growing by the second pile.
Yeah, it's tough stuff here. But again, you're kind of at the whim of your opponent here. If they can attack, it's like, okay, why am I going to waste my time trying to swing into you? And I can just do this.
Side lean here once more. Tails and heads. We have just been seeing the 1-1 every single time here. See what we want though? Penny. Okay, I like the penny here. It's smart. Because once again, we want to save one of these Mimikyus.
All right, let's see what we're doing here. It looks like we're just kind of checking out the resources, peeping what's going on. Get a 3 prize card to nil lead here. It's huge. Like, once you take the lead on control, it kind of defeats the purpose of what the deck wants to do for the most part. Like, so you're going to get the switch card out here. Again, just going to throw some more bits onto the flame.
Yeah, this one's tough, though, because we can't take this knockout with Burning Rondo unless... we can't take this knockout on Burning Rondo, period, actually. The only way we take this knockout is we somehow get that Lost Vacuum, and then we're able to Yoga Loop. But that's a big order to ask for here. Oh, there's the Lost Vacuum, so there's one. I thought we played this down a little bit earlier. You know what? That's fine, though. So there's one. One Mimikyu going to be leaving. There's the Magma Basin, the DTE, and we will be seeing a Yoga Loop, Kyle. This is exactly what the doctor ordered.
Yeah, no, absolutely. This is exactly what you want to get here. If you're on Benny's side here, you're going to spread some damage around with the Yoga Loop. That's going to knock out the Mimikyu, and guess what? You have to do it all over again.
Honestly, this is really bad. This is really bad. Escape rope here. That's the first Tachyon bits. There we go. That's one. Honestly, we could be seeing the game right here if we have it. Another escape rope to the Valiant without the capsule. And all we need is one more. Oh my goodness, Benny, masterful. We were so worried about the use of resources here, but nothing to worry about as the Yoga Loop comes on in and allows for those Tachyon bits to stack up more and more. That will be Benny moving forward to fight All Out Blitzel. And we were just talking about how Control is the most popular deck in this top 8, and both Control is going to be out in that top 8 round.
Cool, and let's go, and we'll have a quick chat about it as we get back to our commentator channel. So thanks for 2 seconds, folks.
Yep.
All right, guys, I swear it is me in this scenario, but my webcam's a little messy right now, so we'll fix this in between stuff. Just enjoy Big Krogunk. You guys like Big Krogunk, right? Let me just turn my camera on like I'm a genius. Nope, I'm just pixels. It's fine. We'll fix it in a second.
yeah, that's fine. Listen, it's late, right?
It do be late night.
I like to say. Right.
But Jack, Control.
What an ending to that last game. That was so close. So smart.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Obviously, Control is it's its own beast. It's meant to frustrate you. It's meant to kind of chip away at your resources, make it so that you can't play the game that you want to play. But if you just stay diligent in what you got going on, and sometimes if that board state's not that good, you really find yourself in a position of power against that deck. Because once you start taking prize cards, you're forced to, your opponent's kind of forced to maybe play a little bit more catch up, and if you're kind of forcing them to burn some more stuff on their end. But nonetheless, though, Control, very popular, as of what happened in Gdansk this past weekend with Snorlax coming out on top. No surprise, he's very popular here this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. Really good stuff. But we will be moving forward once more. A very colorful amount of decks in our top 4 now. Where we have kind of the Rapid Strike Urshifu, the Charizard, the Cloth Electrode, and the Iron Valiant Entei. What do you think about this format, Kyle, as you went 3-0 today with Goldengo at our league night?
I did, yes. I played Goldengo EX today with Hisuian Basculesian. I came out on top. Again, it's already a pretty crowded format. I decided why not play something a little bit more weird. And yeah, it worked out well for me. I actually played against 2 out of the 3 decks that are in these top 8s tonight. I played against Cloth, Electrode, and Control, and both worked out in my favor.
Control at locals, come on.
Yeah, shout outs to our good friend Darth Arma. Showed up today.
Was there tonight? I missed.
We took a picture together. He started a VIP pass and 2 nest balls, and I was staring down the barrel with 4 Snorlaxes, and I was terrified. But there's this little guy called Minior. Minior makes the matchup. It's actually that easy. I was told after the fact from said friend Miguel that I could have just one man armied his entire deck with Minior because Minior just is that good. If you're not familiar with what the Paradox Rift Minior card does, number one, it's like $15 online for the art rare, so that's cool, I guess.
Don't you just love inflation, Kyle?
With every fiber of my being. Yeah, but pulling up the card right now. I gotta get my card names right. Yeah, so that's the ability Far-Flying Meteor. If the Pokemon's on your bench and you attach a basic energy to it, it automatically switches places with your active Pokemon. So that's able to get through Block Lax. And it attacks for 1 colorless energy. So for a gravitational tackle, does 20 times the amount of colorless. It basically does 20 for the amount of retreat cost your Pokemon costs. So on Snorlax, you're swinging for 160 every turn, and you can basically just one man army the entirety of their deck with just 1 card. So I played the matchup completely wrong, and I still won. But for those of you at home, Minior is him. So
yeah. Gotta cut 1 card out of your very tight 60 for it when you're going to regionals. Honestly, with San Antonio kind of looming in the upcoming horizons, it's definitely really important that if you're going, you get some of these like new deck archetype matchups down pat, because a lot of people are loving it. I know a lot of people have written off Roaring Moon. I still don't think we have the optimal 60 for it yet, so I wouldn't kind of count it out. Obviously, Goldango with friends is, kind of working at locals. You just never know. There's a lot of new archetypes that come out of Paradox Rift, and we'll be seeing definitely some more archetypes coming out next year, too.
Yeah, I still think we're still pretty early on here. Like, obviously, Big Basics is what dominated down at LAIC. With finals, Miraidon winning another major tournament. So Miraidon continues to be on the rise, and I think Roaring Moon still needs a little bit of ironing out to do as well. But like we said, we're already in a pretty crowded format, so I think what's a couple more decks to be thrown into that. We'll obviously see how it all shakes down here, but I'm trying to see if we got a stream match coming on. We just asking somebody here.
Was it Blitzel who was streaming last time?
Yes, I believe they stream on YouTube.
Are they live? Let's check. They are not. Unfortunate. I really liked watching them last time. That was fun.
Yeah, and again, speaking of decks, you kind of have to respect them. I think you might actually have to start respecting Cloth as a playable deck in this format.
Oh my god, I especially with a weakness to all of my Pokemon weak to fighting type. Yeah. Just a little. Yeah, like what came out as a rogue deck. It's still pretty rogue. I'm not gonna try to say that this deck is anything like, meta defining. If Cloth makes top 8 at a regional, I'll eat my shoes. Yeah.
But I know I won placed very well this weekend in Brisbane. I think it was just placed just outside of top 16, maybe 17th place or something like that. The deck continues to do well locally. It's a great league challenge deck. Like I said, if your locals play a lot of Miraidon, if they play a lot of Charizard or Roaring Moon, it hits for very viable weakness, and it's not very hard to get off the ground. So,
yeah,
like I said, you can always kind of tell with these rogue decks, especially, I like to play everything that comes out, so I got to give, kudos to guys like LDF, shout out to a fellow TSS member, a guy who will make a video on and test everything out. I'm also that type of guy where, like, if something comes out and it catches my eye, I want to try and play it with, I want to try to play it myself, see if it's actually got any legs to it. And you can usually tell within the first couple of hands that some of these decks feel just outright unplayable. And, like, so, but again, things like Cloth just feel like real, it feels smooth coming out the hands. It feels, it runs very well, surprisingly. So definitely, again, what's already been a crowded metagame space continues to, just get a little bit tighter in percentages here.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a match, or are we gonna throw it to break, or?
Let's throw it to a break right now. Looks like we haven't got an answer back on any of these matches yet, but we're gonna go to a break. Hang tight, folks. We'll be back in just a little bit.
Nice. How many people were there tonight? Nice. I got a message from Enrique, and I was like, I know you're there. Really? So why the fuck did he message me out of the fucking blue? What the fuck? Man. I haven't talked to the guy in, like, fucking months. The fuck? I'm jealous. Who did you beat with this deck? No! What did Omar say? Omar was probably so confused. Oh, never mind. Okay. That is true. Oh no. Nice. Oh, nice. There you go. That's binder food, as I like to say. There you go. You ever need it. Nice. Did you ever figure out if you're gonna... Oh, well, you probably can't do San Ann, right? Yeah, no, I don't blame you. Okay. Yeah, I gotta figure that out because I just gotta figure it out. I'm registered and everything, and I don't know, the past 2 days haven't been like super kind to me, so I've been like, I had the opportunity to go today, and today was like the first day I think since PAX that I missed like locals, and I I don't miss locals. I was just like, wow, 1 week break, but next week I'm coming back with the sauce, I think, and by sauce I mean like maybe a peony and Maridon, or this stupid deck that Colin built me. It's called Mew VMAX. Holy shit. We're like playing, and he's playing Maridon, I'm playing Mew. He's like, dude, is this deck fun? I'm like, dude, all I'm doing is drawing cards. This deck sucks. Guess so. Yeah, so the Shuffle B&B for San Antonio is me, PJ, and the Gamillas. Do you know how many beds we have in that B&B? 11? So I'm like, anybody need a bed? Who was messaging me? Oh, there. I forgot. What is this? The Eldegoss is so sick. Where did you make this up? Is that why she entered our Wi-Fi tournament yesterday? Right. The rigid band is cute, I guess. Yeah, that's insane. Mm-hmm. Right. It's fair. That's so funny. Did you see what I hit last night during a Wi-Fi tournament? PJ's editing. Did Omar tell you about it? He was in chat for it. Wait, I have the clip. Like, I'm like, I have neighbors. I can't scream. I have neighbors. Oh, fucking PJ's editing it for me for my socials. This shit is so funny. Like we're editing out like some of the random conversation that we're having in it, but like, this is so funny. No, you definitely don't need to. Do you need to? What the fuck? Wait, here, I'll just screen share it. You're not live, are you? Yeah, so perfect. I have an idea. I have an idea.
We get the last generator hits for 2, and then we win. And then we win game 1.
And then I get sidetracked by a conversation.
Yo, me and Colin have been trying to contact you for like 2 weeks. I'll see you in San Antonio. But I am coming around Christmas time. Alright, chat. No, it's okay, bro.
You have to focus in on my face after I hit the generator. You have to watch.
Guys, we throw the Hail Mary.
The energy off the top.
Hail Mary. Guys, if I hit this, thank you very much. I win.
I'm like looking at chat to make sure they're seeing the salute. I want to like yell.
It's midnight. Don't scream. Don't scream.
Don't scream. Then I proceed to brick 2 turns later. Or 2 games later. Gaming. I might have to get this Minior. I might take it to regionals with me, Heike. Yeah. Yeah. Because then, like, even if Minior just, like, gets pushed back, all you have to do is attach another energy onto it, right? Snorlax is weak to fighting? He's okay. It's Knock, right. But even then, that deck doesn't attack anyway, so it's like... Right. Looks like we're not getting a match. Well, Benny took care of Blitzel real quick. Gaming. So you're not going to drive to Charlotte? It's... Zubby was so banking on you driving last week. Charlotte. I'm seeing... You'd want to go Friday night, come back Sunday night, right? Yeah, work. You know what I mean? The problem is, the more willing... Oh, wait. 643? That's not bad. Yeah. Yeah, not even. Here's the thing. The best flight we got... Here, I'll show you. Now, remember, I'm a bougie bitch, so I upgrade. Frontier. There's no flights on Sunday that leave at, like, a good time. So Monday morning... Can you just go in late? Can you get there at, like, 12? Sure. Right. There you go. I might buy it right now, to be quite honest. That morning, right? Charlotte to Philly. Sure, I don't care. Are you gonna steal my money? Round trip. Exactly. What do I have to worry about? What about Squidward's house? I know. Yo, you missed it. Bro did not look at fucking Colin like last week. Did he leave out of frustration or no? Oh my god, that's so funny. Yeah, so last week at Locals, were you there? You were there. Yeah, were you there? So Colin walks in. The mufflers are like sitting at a table. The perks. What are the works? I don't want carry on. Oh wait, I do want carry on. I don't want a check bag. Who cares about the check bag? He's like fist bumping everybody, and then Colin's like, "Hey, how are you?" Alvarez does not say a word to this man. And he was like, Colin in the car back was like, "Did I do something to that guy?" And I was like, "Yeah, you did." You did. You just don't know that you did. Wait, no. No. I'm getting a seat. You know me. Push dog. Wow, do you hate me? I can't believe you hate me. It's $5. I don't want to check that. I want the carry-on. Free personal item. Yeah, I'm flying as cheaply as possible too. Did I? Hold on. Hold on. It's okay. Free self-service. Whatever. I've never flown Frontier before. Oh. Don't you have to pay per bag anyway? Oh, you check. You're a checker. Wait, we could like totally get rid of this fucking bundle. Alright, hold on. Customize it. I'm just stupid. Yes. Kyle, I'm a bougie bitch. That's fine. Oh, I see. Is it the same amount of dollars though? No. Oh, 260. Oh, so I'm just me being a bougie bitch is costing me, but we knew this. Yeah, but I need the carry-on bag, Kyle. I know, but like I get insecure on planes. I don't know. I'm a nervous flyer. I'm a nervous person. I don't know. All right. They have a finals, but we need a match. Fantastic. Okay, free personal item. Okay. I mean, if I'm flying in the fancy seat, do I really need, like, early boarding? No. I'll pay the $260. I don't care. Sending this to you. Screenshot. I mean, I'll see you. It's fine. You can leave your car at my place. I'll take an Uber. Uber-chan. Do you want to go back in and out, Drew? That's up to you. Sure. Yep, let's do it.
Oh, hi guys, it's us again. I'm still buffering, but it's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, so long story short, neither one of our finalists are unfortunately able to stream. So instead of keeping you guys here all night with a blank screen, we're just gonna kind of outro things out here. And but yeah, at least you guys got Snorlax Stall to talk about tonight, as do we. But yeah, just so you guys are updated in our top 4, it was Grainst, the Rapid Strike box that took it over Juan K. Candy, Juan K. Candle, excuse me, with the Arvinzard. And they're going up against Benny Billinger, in finals. So the Entei Valiant deck we saw took it over Outlaw Blitzel with the Cloth deck. So Cloth top 4, we love to see it. I'm sure Vulcan Turtle will be tweeting about that tomorrow, as he usually does, as will I. So, but yeah, that's going to be it for us this week. We will be back on in a couple of weeks. And but yeah, we got some. We'll be around if you're in the area at your local cups and challenges. Keep an eye out for us. Might be wearing a big purple jersey or not. Depends on where we're going. But yeah, Emily, you got anything you wanna add?
Control is fun, and we should be open to our control overlords as they are taking over. But you know what beats a big Snorlax sitting in front of your door? A little star. And that is what we can hope for too. A rock.
Yep.
Correct.
Yep.
So,
The Pioneers is riding those babies for miles. So that being said,
that's
folks,
a good fan art idea.
I'll make it happen. Artists hit me up for SpongeBob riding on top of Minior. So preferably in a cowboy hat. Anyway, that's going to be it for us from tonight, folks. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of Late Night. We'll be back next Wednesday. Make sure to, subscribe to the Shuffle Squad on YouTube, and make sure to check out all of the affiliate channels as well. Make sure to use all of the, again, if you guys want discount codes, we got plenty out the wazoo. So make sure to check out on social, all that on socials. Get your coaching from the Shuffle Squad as well. We're entering the busy part of regional seasons, and we'll catch you.